The story of Adam and Eve is one of the most well-known religious narratives, but when analyzed critically, it raises more questions than answers. Let's break down some of the logical flaws, contradictions, and inconsistencies in the story. 1. Why would an all-knowing God set them up to fail? If God is omniscient, all-knowing, wouldn't he have known in advance that Adam and Eve would eat the forbidden fruit? If he already knew, why put the tree in the garden at all? That's like putting a self-destruct button in a child's room and saying, don't press it. 2. If Adam and Eve didn't know good and evil, how could they be blamed? The story says they gained knowledge of good and evil only after eating the fruit, Genesis 3:5. But that means before eating the fruit, they didn't know it was wrong to disobey God. So how is it fair to punish them for breaking a rule they couldn't fully understand? 3. Why did a talking snake have more sense than humans? The serpent, Satan, or just a talking snake, outsmarts the first two humans in existence. If they were made in God's image, why were they so easily deceived? And why was a talking snake in paradise to begin with? 4. Why does God punish all of humanity for two people's mistake? If your grandparents made a mistake, would it be fair for you and your children to be punished for it? Why did all of humanity inherit original sin just because Adam and Eve ate the fruit? This would be like a teacher punishing an entire school for something two students did thousands of years ago. 5. The curse on women. Sexism in the story. Genesis 3:16 says God curses women with pain in childbirth because of Eve's actions. So, according to this logic, all women suffer because of Eve, while men get a less painful punishment working for food. This sounds more like a justification for patriarchy than divine justice. 6. If there was only Adam, Eve, and their kids, who did their children marry? If Adam and Eve were the first and only humans, who did their sons, Cain, Abel, and Seth, marry? The only possibility would be incest, but isn't that morally and genetically problematic? The Bible doesn't explain this, and it raises serious biological and ethical contradictions. 7. The punishment doesn't match the crime. Adam and Eve ate a fruit, and the punishment was death, suffering, pain, and a cursed world. Does that sound just or disproportionate? Would a loving God react this way over something so small? 8. Why would God need a sacrifice, Jesus, to fix his own setup? The whole point of Christianity is that Jesus had to die to fix Adam and Eve's mistake. But if God is all-powerful, why not just forgive them? Why create a system where he has to kill his own son to fix the problem he created in the first place? Conclusion. The story is a theological myth, not logical truth. The Adam and Eve story, when examined critically, doesn't hold up to logic, fairness, or even common sense. It seems more like a mythological tale designed to explain human suffering, gender roles, and obedience rather than an actual historical event. So if people still take it literally, the real question is, why believe a story that falls apart under basic reasoning?